Hey, this is Mike, and it's Wednesday, September 30th, 2020, and the market was down yesterday about 0.5%. So the S&P 500 is still below the 50-day moving average, which means you want to express some caution as you look to buy. If you're looking to go long equities, unfortunately, gold was up yesterday almost 1%, and when the S&P very bullish for equities. However, if you are looking at gold as an investment, gold is still kind of trending a little lower, so you just want to express some caution here. What I'm doing right now, if you follow my channels, I do cash secure puts on stocks that I want to buy at a better price. So that's what I'm doing right now, mainly on GameStop. Yesterday, I was able to close my 9.5 strike on the October 2nd, and I opened a 9.5 strike selling puts on the October 9 expirations. So I expect, just to continue to make cash. Now, so far, I've made essentially 5% return on a stock that I entered a trade in probably around this 1056 area. I've already closed two cash secured put plays. So that's what I love about cash secured puts, is that this stock has essentially gone nowhere in the past 7 days, but I've been able to generate a 5% return with 2.5% cash secured put return. So definitely look at cash secured puts if you're looking at owning a stock at a better price, or just collecting an income while waiting for that stock to come down. So before I go on to main the main part of this video, be sure, if you enjoy this video, to like and subscribe, because I put out these videos before market opens every day, and then on the weekends I come out with special reports. So the subject of today's video is the next Tesla. What is the next Tesla? And if you know a lot about EVs, then you probably know about NIO, is the Chinese car company. And so you probably already heard about it. And I've been doing some research, and the more research I've been doing on NIO, the more I'm convinced that it is going to be the next Tesla, or at least a company that will be on par with Tesla when it comes to sales and to market capitalization. And that's great news, because NIO's current market cap is 28 billion. So that's 28 billion, and then you compare that to Tesla's current market capitalization, which is near $400 billion. So, you divide 390 by 28, and that gives you, I don't know, maybe probably about a 15, basically the bottom line when it comes to market capitalization, you're looking at NIO, which is a company that is 14 times smaller than Tesla. However, Tesla is shipping about 30,000 cars a month, while NIO is shipping about 5,000 cars a month, and they're both trending upward. So while Tesla is 14 times bigger as a company, NIO is selling a sixth of what Tesla's selling, and NIO is growing faster and faster. Now, in researching this, the one thing that I see NIO that has a couple of edges on Tesla. One is NIO is based in China, which means they get a lot of support from the Chinese government. The Chinese government, they do centralized planning of everything. They plan their banks, they plan their cities, their hospitals, and they also plan these large companies. The Chinese government owns parts of just about every company in China. And so NIO is going to be the electric vehicle of choice in China. Tesla is also in China, and they're doing very well in China. But NIO is going to have this little bit of an advantage because they get government subsidies, something that Elon Musk has alluded to, that Tesla is the only EV company in China that gets no government subsidies. But that's going to allow NIO to really, really grow big in China and in other markets, and NIO also has its eye on coming to the United States. Now, another thing that I think gives NIO some excellent momentum is this battery as a service. So basically, NIO is getting very big into, instead of plugging your car in like Tesla, of just doing battery swaps. And the advantage of a battery swap is, instead of charging your car, waiting 20 minutes for your car to get charged at a supercharger, you simply drive into a garage and the battery is swapped out literally in like 90 seconds You could go on their website and watch a demonstration video. But they're very big into battery swaps. They have, I believe, like 120 battery swap centers in China, and they're going to roll it out to a point where you're not going to have to wait in line. As soon as you need a new battery for your vehicle, you drive in, 90 seconds later, you drive out fully charged. Another well, not, I wouldn't say advantage, but something that gives NIO positive market differentiation from Tesla is that they have a very pedestrian design. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but if you look at what's the most popular selling cars in the United States, it's the Toyota Camry, it's the Toyota Corolla. These are not cars that are sexy or attractive. Like Tesla builds sexy, attractive premium cars. As I mentioned yesterday, they're kind of like the Apple of cars. You know, they're able to get higher margins because they make these attractive cars and they go very, very fast. And the interiors of Teslas are very avant-garde, very clean. You just see a tablet, there are no buttons. NIO, if you look at NIO, the first thing they're doing that's kind of smart is that all their models are these sort of small SUVs, which is what people want to drive. You know, Tesla has a Model 3 and they have a Model S. They have two sedans. Most people want like the SUVs that ride a little higher, and NIO, all three of their models are basically these small SUVs. If you look at the interior of the NIO, and I'm just moving down here, they're just doing some information about aerodynamics. But and also just notice that the performance is okay. It's 4.5 seconds. It's not going to be as fast as a Tesla, but I don't think that's their goal. I think their goal is to create something that's just like affordable and something that doesn't offend anybody. But here I just want to point out the interior. It's a very clean interior. You've got the two screens, which I think is becoming the sort of the design aesthetic going forward into the 2020s. It's just you have big screens, but you know, you have the air conditioning vents and the cup holders. It's very clean, but it's not as avant-garde as the Tesla. And I think they're purposely doing that to say we want to sell a lot of these, and we don't want to have anything too weird in our vehicles. And I do think that gives NIO a big advantage. Here's just a side view. You see, like the seats look nice and comfortable, and everything about the vehicle looks very much normal. Like this could be a Toyota, pretty much. If you look at it, it doesn't look weird. It doesn't have big gimmicks in any way. So I think that's another advantage. And then the final advantage, I do think that NIO is going to, you know, the one thing that NIO is going to need for big global success is to be available in the North American market. And I think the Chinese government will use Tesla as leverage, saying to the US government, look, if you want Tesla to do business in China, then you got to make sure NIO can do business easily and freely throughout the United States. And as the United States is moving away from gas-powered vehicles to EV vehicles, I do think a lot of states like California say, look, we want EV vehicles, we don't want gas-powered vehicles, and they'll welcome an all-EV maker like NIO. And after that, you know, these vehicles are going to be priced competitively. They're not coming out with like big luxury cars or roadsters like Tesla. They're coming out with everyday vehicles that, you know, your mom or dad are going to want to drive, and small families are going to want to drive. And because of that, I think NIO is going to be an excellent choice as a stock that could be the next Tesla. It's got a lot of room to run. I know yesterday was up 10.5%, but just take a look at this one-year chart. It is kind of steep, but you know, it has a very nice curve to it. And if you look right now, it's kind of close to a new high. I actually did it hit it. It's very, very close to a new high. So it's definitely, from a technical standpoint, the NIO stock is looking really, really good. So that's why I think Tesla, NIO is the next Tesla. You can obviously comment on that to see what your perspective is. Okay, so besides that, I wanted to talk about a couple stocks that have been really big in, you know, a lot of stock channel YouTubers have been talking about these stocks. So I just wanted to comment on them. One is the Nano Dimension stock. So this is Nano Dimension stock is the penny stock that ARK Investment is invested in right now. And Nano Dimension basically makes 3D printing technology for the medical field. Like they can 3D print livers and kidneys and important organs. And because ARK Investment is, if you don't know, ARK Investment is they're a disruption sort of ETF or disruption fund. And one of their biggest holdings is Tesla, and they're very, very big in finding disruptive companies. And Nano Dimension fits that category. Well, it's, when ARK Investment is very uh, proven and popular fund buys a penny stock, then everybody notices Nano Dimension has already run 34.8%, almost 35%. After hours, they're up another 27%. This is a stock that has run up very, very quickly. Their market cap is only 100 million. But I just want to comment here, just be very careful buying into the stock, because when stocks normally run this high, this fast, they're going to pull back. And so, if you look at the run up really start at 153, it's at 213. I would say split the difference. Wait till it gets back to this like 130, this 175 level right over here. Because if you buy tomorrow, it's going to be after hours 272. It may open at 272. It may open a little lower. I'm telling you, it's going to go back below 2 before it continues running. This is just a lot of, too much momentum too fast. And unfortunately, Nano Dimension does not have options trading on it yet, because if they did, then like personally, I would do cash secure puts. That's what I love to do when I see a stock that runs too high, too fast. That gives you a chance to own a stock that you like at a better price and to collect an income in the process. And then finally, I wanted to talk about this one stock that Jeremy from Financial Education has recommended and Touchdown Trades has recommended, which is Nordstrom. And which is really interesting because Nordstrom is not on my radar. And the reason why it's not on my radar is because a stock that has a chart that looks like this is never going to be on my radar. But I decided, since these are two very good channels with excellent track records, to look at Nordstrom. So why would Jeremy from Financial Education and Touchdown Trades recommend Nordstrom? Well, Nordstrom is doing really well as far as a retailer. They're one of the few retailers that's not going bankrupt. They have an excellent online store, but the big advantage that Nordstrom has is they have a company called Nordstrom Rack. And Nordstrom Rack is a store that kind of targets that's kind of like a bargain place, or like an outlet store kind of place, and you could get stuff cheaper. But what it does is it attracts a younger demographic to get into the Nordstrom brand. Nordstrom sells upscale luxury clothing, like UGG boots and stuff like that. And what happens is a lot of these stores like Macy's, Sears, other stores like that, their customers get old, and then they literally just die off. It's almost like the problem with Cadillac cars. I mean, Cadillac makes fine cars. It's just people like Cadillacs get so old that they can't drive anymore. And a lot of what happened to companies like Bloomingdale's, Macy's, and all of that is that they were never able to harvest a new younger audience. So their customers aged out and literally died on them. Nordstrom has been very smart about being able to get younger customers in, and for that reason, I think Nordstrom does have some potential to move up. However, I would just say, if you've watched the Jeremy video and you watch the Touchdown Trades video, this is not a chart that you want to get into a stock right now. I think you want to at least wait till it moves above the 50-day moving average. I'm just going to look at the 50-day. If I can find the 50-day, MA is at 15.4, and so the 50-day moving average on Nordstrom is 15.4. Right now it's 11.79. You really just don't want to buy a stock that's below the 50-day moving average, because when a stock is below the 50-day moving average, you get a lot of algorithmic trading, computer trading. Funds start buying stocks above the 50-day moving average. So when you're below the 50-day moving average, just what I'm doing is I'm keeping Nordstrom on my watch list, and I'll look into either buying it or doing a cash secure put when it moves above the 50-day moving average. So that's all I have today. If you really enjoyed this video, please be sure to place a like on it and subscribe, and I'll come out with these videos every day before market opens, okay? Thank you very much. Bye.